that's what this is a 5x5. I like it because it's short, and it's easy to pick up and move around, right? I don't have to do like some giant 8x8 oak piece. It's just unmanageable. So what I start off with is something like this, and I do center line layout. So I'll do all my center lines on there, and that helps me set it on my stone. Now, if you look at this stone, it has a crosshair on it. So I have 2 black lines on there. So it's just like you're laying down a foundation. You do batter boards with string lines, mark your intersections where everything needs to line up. And then, since this guy has crosshairs essentially, I just line up the crosshairs. So from the top down, like this, and like that. Now the trick is getting this guy plumb and level to those crosshairs, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Some common nails. So I gotta hold this post vertical and then hammer in those shoes. So if you can hold the post vertical for me, please. Thank you. There. Oh, this is going to work just as well as I expected. I'm sure. Okay. Wasn't too bad, was it? Go pretty old school and use a plumb line. Is that too short? That's too short. Okay, there's one. Maybe piss on my parade. One is I need to get these guys plumb. I also need to line up the timber to that crosshair. Jeez. So, it's a balance of this. Okay, that's pretty good. Those lines are matching up. Not too bad. So I like to go ahead and mark where that corner is going to be on the stone, just so I can come back to it. And I'm going to put an A, even though it's going to get erased, and an A over here, just kind of so I can, when I come bring it back over here, I know where things go. Okay. Now let's go ahead and make this plumb. So you see that over here, this guy needs to move in that direction. So just tap it. A little bit more, right? So I'm looking to cover that line as soon as it stops swinging. Now, how meticulous you want to be with this is your choice, right? But it'll be pretty evident if it's not spot on, because either you'll have a gap between the stone or you'll have a gap between the gosh darn it. You have a gap between the stone or a gap between the joinery of the sills. Okay, so now let's do the front one. Now I got to get the contour of the stone onto the timber. So the first step with that is going to be finding the largest gap. So let's see, what is the largest gap? So I'm using a piece of wood with a couple holes drilled in it. That's all it is. Let's see, this guy. So I have a couple holes here, so I'm just gonna mark, that's the second hole on here. So I'm just gonna, for consistency's sake, mark it right there. Okay, let's see if that one works for here. Does that work? Yeah, it's pretty close. Okay, it's almost right at the edge, so I'm gonna mark it on the other side too. Okay, now I'm gonna do that to all four corners on that same setting. Okay, that side as well. Okay. So now I have two references on each face. I have the most extremes. Now, I'll take this super high-tech drywall contour gauge. So you can either use this, which is roughly what, $15, $20, or you can use this, which is a compass with bubble gauges and all this stuff from Veritas. And there's really only like two manufacturers of this, and it runs you what, $140? I hardly use this one. I do tend to use this one a little bit more. So this is the trick that I do. The edge over here, I'm gonna make it guide along the edge of this piece of wood right here. So I bring it down, bless you. Guide it along it, push down all the fingers. Lock it in place, and now bring it up to those points that I had, the two extreme points, that point and that point. And then I'm just gonna trace it. So there's that point over here and that point over there. Okay, and there's the contour. I'll do that on all four faces. You're probably asking, well, that's not very accurate. Well, take a look at those scribes and see how accurate you actually need to be. And you'll see that there's plenty of gaps. Frankly, it doesn't need to be perfect. And yeah, all right, so let's do this for these other ones. And there it is. There's our scribe. So we're going to remove all that material. Or you're just going to use an angle grinder to do that. No. I'm not going to waste your time doing angle grinding stuff because it'll take me a while. But if somebody wants to try this one out, I'll give you some pointers. Now, when you angle grind this, look at the curvature of the stone. It actually kind of penetrates it. You know, the highest point is right here. So you essentially kind of make a flat surface with the angle grinder, and then you kind of recess it inward. essentially you're making only the perimeter of the wood be the one that touches onto the stone.